Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Dirty Boots Show. We are super excited. Today we have Erika Carosi from Strategies Group. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and how you got into construction.
I am Erika Carosi, and I am the construction SaaS sales rep here at Strategies Group. And I started my journey in construction back in 1999. I was a project manager for a telecommunications company. I loved that position. I loved being a project manager. We actually used SAP there, and I became the power user. So not only was I using it as a project manager, but I was a power user, so I got to fly around the country and train our new hires and our management team. So that's where I fell in love with software and, being a project manager. Many years later, I moved back moved out of Georgia, moved back to Georgia again, and I got hired over at Action Equipment. That I loved because I was out in the field. I had my hard hat on, had my boots on, went out into the field, got to meet people, and absolutely loved it. And then Randy, who is the CEO of our company, he recruited me off of LinkedIn, and I got a position here at Strategies Group. And honestly, the best thing I ever did for myself. We sell construction software and ERP systems, and we partner with people like you to really help find a full solution for our customers.
Amazing. So that's super interesting, going from software to in the field, back to software.
Yes.
And now I think currently kind of what we're both doing is it's a good mix of the two. You get to be with these people who are out in the field, but still kind of work in the office and be on the tech side of things. What would you say is your absolute favorite part about selling Acumatica and construction ERP right now at Strategies Group?
Well, one, honestly, my favorite thing is the team that I work with. I love my company, and I know I probably should have had a different answer, but it really starts with the people that I work with. And then the second part of that would be helping people. We really get to help people streamline their processes. We make their life a little easier when they say they can actually have more time, in their day now, instead of doing manual stuff and really just banging their heads against the wall trying to get their job done. But they can actually do their, go home and be with their children or be at a soccer game instead of, that wasted time. That's my ultimate goal. And that's what I really enjoy doing. And then our software has an app that comes with it. So I've had customers say, don't want to have to take work home, but I had a notification pop up and I really needed to approve something. And I was at my son's game and I could just approve it right from my phone. So it really afforded them the opportunity to be there for their family and not miss a beat as well, right? When they had to be. So that's what I really love, is just helping others.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I had someone the other day with the example. She's running a massive flagging company, and she was talking about how she still takes a binder everywhere, this big, where everyone is, where all of her equipment is. If there's an emergency, they're calling her phone. She has to leave, go get her binder from the car. And that's one of my favorite things about introducing technology to the construction industry.
Right.
They don't previously have technology, so they don't understand you can be somewhere, see something pop up on your phone, tend to it in less than 30 seconds,
That's
and
right.
get back to what you're doing and be present. It gives you that work-life balance of still running a successful construction company and not be working 24/7.
Well said. That's right. Yeah. And it makes them, they just see how much more productive they are and how more they can be more efficient in their practices.
Yeah, for sure. So you mentioned Georgia. So obviously I
Yes.
have to bring it up because I am also from Georgia. And so it's really interesting, two Georgia girls selling
That's right.
construction software. What is it about the industry that you think is our biggest challenge that we are facing?
Right now, I think the biggest challenge is moving over to new technology, or even coming from any technology, is scary. First off, you don't know what you don't know. So they don't know what's out there. Maybe they know what a challenge it is to move to technology, but they don't know if they work with the right company and the right partners that we can really alleviate some of that burden on them and really make it somewhat easier for them. I mean, nobody wakes up in the morning ever and says, I think I want to go implement new software. If they do, they're a little wonky in the brain. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
However, it's needed, right? It's very much needed. I have an example from when I was at Action Equipment. I would go out into the field and meet the people at the job sites. And I can't tell you how many times people had no idea where their equipment was.
No
And I'm
idea.
like, well, yeah. But well, how do you manage it? You know? And I was not in technology at the time. I'm renting that, but I'm like, how do you manage that? And they're like, oh, and they pull out a piece of paper, or they'll show me their whiteboard, and their whiteboard had where the different equipment was. So
No.
even in the field, I realized how important technology is and what was lacking, and that there was a huge disconnect, even just, with finding equipment or managing equipment. So I would say, look, I'll create a reminder and I'll call you when it's coming up to come off of rental. That wasn't possible all the time as I'm getting busier and busier. Plus, it's really not the sales rep's job, but I did a great job at it. But when I went to the other company, it really allowed me to have the opportunity to call and say, hey, you remember how you don't know when it's coming off of
Mhm.
rental or where that equipment is? I've got technology now that I can show you. So,
Yeah.
that's the biggest challenge, is people knowing what technology's out there, facing the fear of changing to new technology, and actually using it.
Hmm. Yeah. I hear people say all of the time is, well, what's going to happen to my data? Where does it go? I'm scared it's going to get lost. They don't understand the cloud-based technology
That's
and
right.
just what the cloud is in general.
Hmm. Right.
And it's funny. I think I heard you say the other day, when you have these massive whiteboards in a room and that's how you're managing all of your equipment, it's just so much more likely to get lost when you're doing that than when it's in technology and it's in the cloud. What'd you say if the cleaning
If
lady
the
bumps
cleaning
her
lady,
booty? If she
yeah, if
bumps her
she gets
booty
in there,
into the whiteboard,
yes,
all of your equipment is gone. You have no idea where it
that's
is.
right.
Same thing with the piece of paper. Everyone is operating out of their trucks. You spill coffee on that piece of paper, you don't know where your trucks are. And
That's
so it's really
exactly right.
interesting that the technology is what construction companies are scared that they're going to get
Hmm.
lost of where their equipment is, because it's about the only place that it's not going to get lost.
And I find that even when I'm showing people technology, a lot of times they're embracing it with that wow factor. They're like, wow, that is great. I love that. But again, it gets to the scary part when they have to actually take action. They're afraid of technology. They fear it because it's different from what they're used to doing,
Hmm.
right? But you need to make a change. I mean, we can't
Hmm.
continue doing things on paper, and there's no reason to. You can be, I mean, technology's out there. Embrace it, use it.
Yeah, 100%. I think the construction industry does have some of the coolest people.
It does.
While they're very tech resistant, they do have some of the coolest people. And I want to talk to you about the Shotgun Sisters and who they
Yes.
are. What do they do?
So, Shotgun Sisters is a group of women in construction created by a girl named Tara. She created this group because in the construction industry, often you find there's either network meetings or there's fundraisers, right, that are happening, and they're at these shooting facilities. And a lot of times you're going to see the majority of the people who are participating are men.
Yeah.
Why? Because the women, probably like we're talking about, that fear factor, they just haven't done it, or they're nervous to do it. They have fear, not because of fear of holding the gun, like, okay, but you're getting out there with men that are experienced and you're just intimidated, or
Mhm.
whatever the reason may be. So she created the Shotgun Sisters, which is a group of women in construction. We get together monthly, we have a shoot, and the awesome thing is she has a master shooter that comes out, so the people that are new, they get full training on shooting, on everything, on the safety, the right stance, everything. And it is just awesome. It really is. It's so much fun. And then after that, after you're done with shooting, then we have lunch at that facility, and we go around the table and everybody introduces themselves. They say what they do, who the people are they're working with, like who they're kind of looking forward to network with, and pass out cards, and you connect with each other. And it's evolved into, we had she hosted a crawfish boil at the J.E. Dunn building, and I won the crawfish eating contest. As far as it was like a minute and I was serious when she told me about this contest because I just like to win. So it was like, I think you had a minute who could crack and peel and have the most peeled in a minute. I won.
So
So
I'm going to need
that's
an
a lot of
invite
fun.
next year because I'm coming for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, yes. I'm ready. It was fun. You would love it. And let me tell you, the women that are a part of this group are just amazing. And then they do a lot of good things. They do some volunteer efforts as well. So it's a really cool group. And to be honest with you, it really helped me when I moved back to Georgia. I really, in the industry, had to start fresh. I had to start
Mhm.
new. And the Shotgun Sisters really introduced me to more people and really just gave me more confidence and made me feel pretty good to be a part of
Yeah.
something.
I'm super jealous that you are able to do that. I remember one of my, I'm going to tell on myself here, one of my
Mhm.
first assigner events, I might have been with the company for a week, and they asked me to go to a clay shoot. I was super excited, right? From Georgia, love shooting. Let's go to this clay shoot. And I show up, and I was the only female. There was maybe 100 minimum males. They were all at least double my age. And I sat in the car in my assigner shirt, and I sat there and I was like, Kendyl, you have to get out of the car. Kendyl, you have to get
It's
out of the car.
intimidating.
And I was like, why don't I want to get out of the car? It's not that I don't know how to shoot. It's not that I don't know how to talk about a signer. It's just more of like an inclusivity thing in the industry, I guess. So that is super cool. There's definitely a market for it. And there's just a lot more women in the industry than there was previously.
There is.
So having these events and
That's
these
right.
groups is just super fun. So that's
It
really cool
is.
that you guys are a part of that.
Yes, yes, I love it.
Okay, let's talk about how we work together. Strategies group
Yes.
and assigner. Obviously, you've mentioned you guys are a construction technology consulting firm. What's the fit? How did we find each other, for all of the people who are wondering why we've got such good conversation?
I know. It's like we've known each other forever, isn't it? So, yeah, you're right. Strategies Group, we're a construction technology consultant firm, but we assist companies in finding and implementing the right software for their company. So now, while we focus on the ERP systems as far as the software that we sell,
Mhm.
implement, we train on it, and we work with contractors, manufacturers, distributors, and field service companies. So we partnered with Assignar because we found that Assignar meets a need that our clients have, and you guys have an integrated solution to our main solution, which is Acumatica.
Mhm.
So it's just like a match made in heaven. Your solution is a really good solution. And whenever we are showing them the ERP and the project management and all of that, and then they have a more robust need for a field services solution or equipment management, we think of a signer and we connect the two.
Yeah. And you're not lying, because you actually helped me last year sell my largest deal to date out of Georgia. So it was
That's
really fun working with you on that.
like Kendyl said, we worked together on a deal. And like I said, strategies group, we work with people to help them find the best solutions. That sometimes means that the best solution is not the solution that I sell.
Hmm.
And that's okay because that's what makes strategies groups so amazing. We are here to help others find the right fit for you. So I met this individual and she told me that every person that has come out there to meet them, if the solution that they sold did not work, they just disappeared. And she's
Hmm.
like, please, are you going to do that too? And I'm like, no, but I'm pretty sure Acumatica is a good fit based on our phone call. But let me come out and find out. Well, I got out there and honestly, Acumatica was not the right fit. But I did not leave her like I told her I wouldn't. And then Kendyl met with her, sold her, as she said, her largest deal to date. And I got this message afterwards. Erika, I would be remiss if I didn't stop to thank you for the role that you played in helping us find a solution for timekeeping and software. We finally signed a contract with a signer last week. Change is scary for a lot of organizations, and we are one of them. Kendyl was extremely patient with the plethora of questions and asks that we threw her way. Your efforts to provide a viable option to prospective customers, even if it's not Strategies Group, is commendable. Your company's lucky to have you. You're a difference maker. How awesome is that to get?
Yeah.
You and I are an awesome team.
Yeah, we are.
Anyways, that just goes to show that you went above and beyond by flying out here and being there for them. And they had a lot of questions and you just handled it like a champ.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, they were nailing me. That was a hard one. I definitely felt like I was under the knife on that one. I think I texted you and I was like, whoo, I'm working up a sweat trying to answer these questions.
Getting hot face over here.
I know. Those contractors, they'll get you sometimes. sometimes. I have a few prospects where I'm nervous to get on the demos. I'm like, you're going to come at me pretty hard today.
Yeah, I get the same. I'm glad to hear that you said that. Everybody's got nerves. But I do want to point out what she said in that email is exactly what you and I just talked about, where she said change is scary for a lot of organizations. If you already know that there's some gaps in your technology, or there's some, new systems that you need to look at and you're a little afraid or reluctant, that's normal.
It is. And that is exactly what we're doing, is we're bridging the gap between financials and the field. I'm specializing in helping them collect field data, and you're managing all of their financials and job costing. And it's a really unique relationship because there are a lot of ERPs out there. There are a lot of field solutions out there, but there aren't a lot that work well together and partner to keep the data in sync. What does it matter if you know what's happening in the field if you can't job cost? And what does it matter if your financials are in line if none of them are accurate with what's actually happening in the field? So I think that's super unique where we come together. And
that's right.
The cloud has really helped us to be able to do this with previous solutions and other ERPs that are still an on-premise solution. We can't get this data sync. You can't get real-time visibility into what's happening in the field. But because Acumatica and Assigner are both cloud-based, we get to connect the two and sync your data in real time so that everyone knows what's happening, from the individual laborer who's installing those units to the CFO at the company. Everybody gets the same information.
That's right.
So it's really interesting to help the two departments work together, because historically they're very separate, right? Your finance people and your operations people are not talking every day.
That's right.
So that's really our goal. And I think we're doing a good job at it.
We are, absolutely. And another thing to mention about what you said is hearing that you have those two systems, the integration that they have, it still allows you to feel like you have that single source of truth, right? Because the information is speaking to each other or integrated. So, a lot of times, and I'm sure you see this as well. I mean, we've got people using 5, 6, 8 different technology, and they have to go in and out, and then their double entry and their manual entry. And, when you have the right ERP system that is speaking well with that other solution, like an Assigner, you're really simplifying the process again. And a lot of people don't even know what any of that means. That's why it's so important to work with a partner and to work with reputable companies that they're going to help educate and let you know what that even means, these integrations and what's bi-directional and open APIs and all, sometimes it's a little overwhelming to learn all of that.
All these acronyms. And I find myself too, sometimes I'm talking in these acronyms that I'm used to hearing, and I have people say, well, what does that mean? I got off a demo right before this, and I said, don't worry, I'll send you some case studies on ROI when I send you your proposal, so you don't get sticker shock at the number. And these are super educated, successful people, and it's like, what's ROI? And I have to take a step back and be like, wait, this is my industry. I need to explain, this is the return on investment that you're getting when you invest in software. It's not a cost, it's an investment.
That's right.
We're going to help you be more profitable because this industry has razor thin margins.
That's right.
So it is an investment. It's not a cost. And that's, I think, what we're helping people to understand is they see the sticker price of technology and they don't really realize that it's not a sunk cost like you're out here buying materials. This is an investment tool that's going to help your business.
Absolutely. And hopefully they'll, make the choice to invest in a product that is going to last them 20, 30 years. And you can do that now with cloud technology. I mean, let's just keep it real. There are people that are on legacy systems that have had it for 20 to 30 years. So we all know that you could, but we want one that actually is going to grow with you and actually be up with the times and not set you back.
Yeah, for sure. It has been so fun to talk to you today.
Are we getting ready to end this?
Whenever. We can talk all day.
Because we really can. I just want to mention that we now are going to be doing monthly product tours at Strategies Group, meaning we're going to have live webinars once a month. Beginning in July, it'll be the second Wednesday of every month. You could go to strategiesgroup.com and go to events. I think that's where it'll be. I don't know. I'll find out and I'm going to send it to you. But that's my shameless plug.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add or talk about before we wrap up our show today?
No, I've really enjoyed being with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to get to sit and chat with you.
Of course. Thank you. It was great. I'm looking forward to working a ton more clients, deals with you, and just keep growing in the industry.
All right. Thank you.